China has been making massive global investments, pouring tens of billions of dollars into ports around the world. These investments are not randomly scattered. They are strategically placed across continents. You can find Chinese-backed ports in Africa, Asia, Latin America, and even Europe and Australia. Many of these ports are located near crucial global shipping lanes and strategic maritime choke points. This extensive network gives China significant strategic influence over international commerce. By controlling or having a major stake in these ports, Beijing gains leverage over the flow of global trade. This control means they can potentially influence shipping routes, prioritize certain cargo, and gather valuable economic intelligence. Furthermore, these commercial ports could serve dual purposes, easily transitioning to military or logistical support hubs if needed. The expansion of this port network has triggered serious national security concerns within the United States. The presence of Chinese-linked companies operating key terminals, especially those near American shores, raises fears of potential espionage. U.S. policymakers are increasingly worried about these supply chain vulnerabilities, which could be exploited during a crisis. The potential for economic pressure or outright disruption of trade flows is a scenario that keeps defense planners awake at night. From a geopolitical perspective, these port investments are a cornerstone of China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative (BRI). The BRI is a global infrastructure development strategy designed to enhance China's connectivity and influence across the world. By establishing a presence in key ports, such as those near the Panama Canal, China is creating potential flashpoints. This growing network intensifies the ongoing competition for global influence. Between the United States and China, the Panama Canal serves as a prime case study for this dynamic, highlighting the strategic stakes involved. For years, Chinese companies, notably C.K. Hutchison, have controlled port terminals at both the Atlantic and Pacific ends of this vital waterway. This gave them a significant foothold at one of the world's most critical maritime choke points, through which a substantial portion of U.S. trade passes. The strategic implications of a potential rival controlling access to such a critical artery were not lost on Washington. In response, the United States has exerted considerable diplomatic pressure on Panama and other nations hosting Chinese port investments. The goal has been to persuade these countries to shift control of their critical infrastructure away from Chinese influence. This pressure is part of a broader strategy to counter China's growing presence in strategically sensitive regions. Washington is actively working to safeguard its own economic and national security interests against potential threats. Beyond diplomatic efforts, the U.S. is also focused on strengthening its own partnerships and offering alternative infrastructure solutions. By providing viable alternatives to China's BRI, the U.S. aims to compete more effectively for influence. This includes promoting investment from American companies and allied nations in critical infrastructure projects worldwide. The U.S. is also rigorously reviewing foreign investments in its own critical infrastructure to protect national security from potential risks. For its part, China maintains that its global port investments are purely commercial ventures. Beijing frames these projects as mutually beneficial initiatives that boost local economies and improve global trade efficiency. Chinese officials consistently deny any underlying military or geopolitical intentions behind their port network. They argue that these investments are designed to foster economic development and are not part of a larger strategic plan to challenge U.S. dominance.